So in the dark moon, you cut timber, kill weeds, compost, prune and prepare ground. Gibbous moon, more than half the disc is illuminated, sow plants from which you gather fruit, such as tomatoes, marrows, pumpkins and soft fruit. And then in the waning moon, plant root crops, trees and spread mulch. This was a gift that my brother and sister-in-law brought me back from India, and this was a Christmas gift. It's a proper Pashmina. It's so tactile, it's beautiful. I cannot wait to wear this. It feels light, but it's also incredibly warm. I'm off to Blackpool soon, so I may take it with me there. It's perfect for a nice evening out, even on a cold night by the Irish Sea. Hello and grand day rising everybody. Welcome to my channel and to my latest episode of New to Me, hosted by the very lovely at Kimmy's Kitchen and More. It's an open collab, so anyone can join in. All you need to do is just show the items you have acquired. They don't have to be brand new. They can be second hand, gifted to you, found, donated. The only thing is they need to be newly acquired by you. All you need to do is write in the title, hashtag new to me, hashtag open collab, so we can come and see what new item or items you would like to share with us. The first thing I would like to show you today is this splendid calendar. This is a moon calendar 2026. Dan and I receive every year from his mum's friends Heather and Keith. They've been getting us this now probably for the best part of a decade. This is very interesting, for example, gardening by the moon. So you have these tips to go along with the moon phases shown in the calendar for each month. Dan and I are really into gardening, so that's what draws my attention on the first page. It says plant when the moon is in a fertile sign, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. If you like, they're all water signs, which is to do with emotion as well as fertility. So Pisces, for example, is the second half of February, around the 20th, 21st of February, till around the 20th, 21st of March. And indeed, that is usually the time when we can see the first signs of spring. The snowdrops are coming, the crocuses, the daffodils. There's a new warmth and freshness in the air, and the birds start to tweet in the trees, and of course hedgehogs and other creatures come out of hibernation. You pass the time of the sharp frosts, usually, although I have known in the past snow in April, but that's not a common occurrence. So the soil has a new warmth, and that is ideal for getting your seeds growing, either sowing direct in the soil or else sowing in trays and potting on, getting your greenhouse scrubbed and all those jobs. So in the dark moon, you cut timber, kill weeds, compost, prune and prepare ground. Gibbous moon, more than half the disc is illuminated, sow plants from which you gather fruit, such as tomatoes, marrows, pumpkins and soft fruit. And then in the waning moon, plant root crops, trees and spread mulch. And so on and so forth. It says here under January, nature teaches us harmony, and doesn't it just? Very interesting. I do like this. I haven't hung it up on the wall because I'm more likely to read it and take note of it than if it's on a wall. If it's on a wall, I'm usually too busy. I don't get a chance to look. So I keep this on the coffee table. Anyway, it's a lovely gift. Really stunning. Those are all the illustrations on the back. I'm drinking nettle tea, folks. Very nice it is too. Well, I suppose the moon calendar and the spiel about gardening brings me on to the next thing. Recently I went to the garden centre. I've been on a £20 a week food challenge for the whole of January, but I'm still using a little bit of money to buy things that I need or we need collectively as a couple. And one of the things I wanted to get super early, and because there was 30% off the seed packets, are these. Now this California Wonder I've actually had a while, but it got stuck in the package that arrived with a load of tomato seeds last year. So I found this quite recently again. Now this is quite a popular type of bell pepper. I thought I would give these a go because we haven't had much success with bell peppers. I want to try again this year and see if it goes any better than it usually does. So this time I'm going to cold stratify. So by that I mean scatter some seeds across some dampened kitchen towel, put them in a container and leave in the refrigerator for a couple of days. It shocks them into doing something. Usually works quite well. I did it over winter with some lettuces, but it didn't really work. We've had a wetter than ever winter with unusually high humidity, and everything's just gone mouldy. We don't have a heated greenhouse. The broccoli though have done amazingly well, brilliantly, but lettuce seeds, no. So I have 5 varieties here. I also have 2 that I haven't used from last year, which are still good for this year. So I have Buffalo Sun F1. This has good tasting, sweet, tender flesh. It grows quite large. Most of the seeds I got were resistant to disease, which is what you need in a climate like this. This has a high yield with less cracking, with a unique marbled interior. Of course, you need to make sure that you do try and maintain a regular watering pattern 2 or 3 times a day in hot weather. We had quite a hot summer last year. Some things didn't grow well at all. The tomatoes did brilliantly, but radishes and lettuces was a bit of a struggle. Then we have Solano. It's a nice plum tomato variety. It says high late blight resistance, because you can get blight develop around August, September. Dan has a Blight Watch app which alerts us to if there's a blight incoming. It'll get your potatoes as well, because they're nightshades, and possibly peppers and eggplant as well, aubergine. These are vigorous, semi-determinate variety for growing outdoors, high yields of 8 to 10 gram red grapes with high sugar levels, good resistance to late blight. So these would be great, for example, for tomato sauces, ketchup, that sort of thing. I'm looking forward to growing those, and maybe a nice sweet salad. I think the tomatoes would go really well with onion, for example, those ones. And I'd also put a bit of carrot as well, because the sweetness of the carrot will balance out the sweetness of the tomatoes. And a nice drizzle of balsamic vinegar to bring out a little bit of acidity in those sweet tomatoes. This is the Crimson Crush F1. Tasty large round tomatoes. I don't think I've tried this one before. I haven't tried the buffalo ones either. An ideal tomato variety for producing large juicy tomatoes, incredibly blight resistant, ideal for growing in your vegetable patch. So do you see how you're not limited to one particular area of the garden or even the greenhouse or a veg box, for example, outside? You can grow them all around the garden if you have different varieties. Makes it quite interesting. Then there's this, perfect for patio pots as well as the garden, Gourmandia F1. I've grown this before. Tasty, tasty tomato. Super tasty, melt in the mouth flavour. Unusual ox heart shaped fruits up to 300 grams or 10 ounce in weight. Ideal for the garden and the greenhouse. This one isn't blight resistant. You can grow it outdoors and under glass. Terrific. So that again, I need to be mindful and keep the package so we know where to put them around the garden. We're doing some more stuff to the garden this year. You'll have to wait for that over on my other channel, Cat Evans Cuisine. And this one is Rainbow Drops Mix F1. Delicious, sweet, tri-coloured fruit. Doesn't it look stunning? And obviously you can grow that in a pot and it will cascade down. You could have it in a hanging basket if you wanted as well. It's, I think, been created specifically for containers really. It says a great new hanging basket tomato trio. So this is a new variety. Delicious sweet red, orange and yellow fruits, perfect for baskets, window boxes and pots alike. So I'm going to enjoy doing that because I do like growing things in boxes and pots. And we might try hanging baskets again. We tried them once for a different variety, but they weren't quite successful. But as these have been created for that kind of container, I think it's worth giving it a whirl. So those are the varieties we have. And I think they're all very interesting. And I want to have a go this year at doing some hydroponic growing, where you grow things in water and they grow up. I'm thinking in particular of Marks and Spencer, especially in the bigger stores or superstores. They don't have that many of those, but there are a few. They do hydroponic growing in store. But that might be quite interesting. I need to do some more research into it. I don't know really what time of the year I have to get started. I think you can probably do it all year round. But the idea is that you can keep growing through the year and then maybe the following year you can just start again with the new kit, seeds, whatever you're using. So I need to look into that a bit more. The nettle leaves, incidentally, came from the Lavenham Nettle Shop, a shop that sells nettle products in the historic medieval village of Lavenham in Suffolk. It's beautiful. If you're in the UK and you haven't yet visited, check it out. If you're overseas and you're coming to the UK, also check it out. It's charming, really charming. Lavenham was one of the main centres of the medieval wool trade. It went into decline in around 1500. A lot of the houses were owned by wealthy wool merchants. One house that is a museum now, well worth looking at, is the Crooked House, which is actually now just part of what was once a massive house. That is a must see. It's bright orange, you can't miss it. It's very famous, and they have a YouTube channel. I'll put the name up on the screen. Going back to the moon calendar again, just flicking through momentarily, finding calm in chaos, herbal solutions for stress. So they talk about all the different herbs and other plants. So you've got chamomile, lavender, lemon balm, steep as tea or add fresh leaves to meals. Lemon balm is good for the blood pressure as well, helps to bring it down. Oats, they are nourishing and calming, supporting the nervous system and helping to ease tension. Oat straw tea or adding oats to smoothies or breakfast bowls can help restore balance and resilience. Passion flower is ideal for anxious moments. It calms the mind without drowsiness, perfect for hectic days. It's also good with lavender and chamomile as a nighttime sleep drink. It says start small, 1 or 2 herbs can make a noticeable difference. Slow down and let nature nurture you. Indeed. Now, that also brings me on to the fact that I need to replenish some of my herb pots. The rosemary and the thyme, which are woody plants, they've got quite a woody stem, they do really well over winter. The more tender ones, such as mint or sage, they often perish. So keep on top of your herbs, especially if you use them for their not just culinary but also medicinal properties and the other benefits that they can bring. So in April and May we have the flower moon, the full flower moon. Take care of your thoughts when you are alone. Take care of your words when you are with people. In other words, think before you speak and manifest positivity, and make sure your intentions are positive too. Be mindful, in other words. So let's go on now to the third item. This is the third item, folks. These are my new Tai Chi and Kung Fu shoes. I'm not doing Kung Fu, I'm doing Tai Chi. They are essentially the same type of shoes. Tai Chi, whilst it is a series of slow flowing movements, focusing on de-stressing, it's low impact, but you burn quite a lot of calories and build up strength, resistance, muscle tone. It helps with things like arthritis, fibromyalgia, and a huge number of health conditions. It's also a martial art, so it can be used in self-defense. And I really enjoy my Tai Chi classes. I went to a taster about 4 weeks ago, and this Friday, tomorrow, will be my third lesson. These are a size UK 5 and they're really comfortable. They just slip on, but they're flat. You know, they're not rubber soles. It's got nice. Can you see the infinity sign? The infinity shape is used a lot in Tai Chi. It's all connected to feng shui, yin yang. A lot of the Eastern principles. Anyway, it's also good for helping you with your balance. You find that if you do have a physical disability, in particular, whether hidden or not, you do tend to lose your balance, especially when you get older. This was a gift that my brother and sister-in-law brought me back from India, and this was a Christmas gift. It's a proper Pashmina. It's so tactile, it's beautiful. I cannot wait to wear this. It feels light, but it's also incredibly warm. I'm off to Blackpool soon, so I may take it with me there. It's perfect for a nice evening out, even on a cold night by the Irish Sea. I love the colours, muted shades. These go well with so many things. Absolutely beautiful. Nice next to the skin. Look at those shades. Autumnal, yes, but I do like wearing orange and blue, and you can wear it with brown, and you can wear it with black. It would lift a grey suit. I don't wear much grey, but if you were into grey, it would lift that, give you a bit of colour. Colours like peach and grey and pink are draining for me because I've got fair skin and I've got like platinum hair. I do think this is gorgeous, and I might be able to get away with wearing more sugar pink or peach with something like this next to the skin. Although I probably won't wear peach. I'm not particularly fond of that shade, but if I wanted to, I could. It would also be nice with coral. And yellow, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Such a thoughtful gift. So the last thing I want to show you is this gorgeous cat scarf. And that's got peach in, look, but it's got a variety of different shades. So there's red, and there's black, and there's grey, and there's light blue, as well as the peach. Now this beautiful scarf I bought just after Christmas from the Cozy Cat Cafe in Herne Bay, which, as I've mentioned before, sadly got to close. I think today is the last day. It's tragic. But I've got this to remember them by. Isn't that fantastic? Again, I love my scarves. I think I'm going to have to take this to Blackpool with me and wear it. Look, it's just gorgeous. I just fell in love with it. I thought of giving it to somebody as a gift, but I like it too much myself. It's not a massive scarf, but you know, I do wear headscarves, believe it or not. And I would definitely wear this as a headscarf if I didn't wear it around the neck. Like that. That's how I like to wear my scarves. Very Eastern European. Lovely. Anyway, those are my items for today. Which item do you like? Please do comment down below. Do you like this lovely cat scarf as much as I do? Oh, what about this funky moon calendar? I think that's very special. What about these Tai Chi and Kung Fu shoes? Well, they're more like slippers really. And the other question is, how come the women's shoes are £2 or £3 more to buy than the men's shoes? And why is it that this sort of thing you have to get off the internet, because there's nowhere in Thanet that sells anything like this? What about this gorgeous pashmina? Isn't that so special? Also, another thing I got that was quite special at Christmas was a leopard print scarf. Or what about these seeds? These are going to bring me a lot of fun in the garden. I do enjoy growing fruit and veg, as does Dan. Can't wait to use these. Come on, roll on better weather. It's so wet and dull round here. Anyway, let me know. In the meantime, please do share and subscribe if you would like to do so and like what I do. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Until then, bye for now.